today. From Seattle, Washington, this is the National Football League. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
From the home of the 12s, they raised the banner just a moment ago. We are set for football at Lumen Field here a mile south of downtown Seattle. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Seattle Seahawks. McPherson has this one teed up, and off we go from Seattle. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center, guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
Second down at 7. Now Smith. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. So the completion good for 7 there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Geno now to throw. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, Trent Taylor. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Bengals getting set for their first possession of the ball game and leading them out in his 3rd season. Really the face of Cincinnati football, Joe Burrow.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. Sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a 2nd, 3rd reaction play and create downfield.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. Ready?
50 seconds. Now they go play action now. Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down and 2.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now it's Burrow. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way you wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you come to us?
Well, you went 3 and
now
out.
they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. They'll run here with a rookie 2nd-round pick, Kenneth Walker. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Sometimes that's the danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you...
He's got a man, complete. A big play there for Cincinnati. 46 yards.
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover, put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot. It worked. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now it's Burrow. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks will take over possession here up at the 44. He had to fit that into – and, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
After the interception, here's Smith. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. But their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got two. We got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Complete to Tyler Boyd. It's a gain of 10. First down, Bengals.
On one, ready?
They will throw on first down with Burrow. His throw incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7 or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Ready?
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
Cincinnati.
Here we go, here we go. Ready?
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. The 9-yard line.
Bang, bang. Stop.
Here's Burrow. His pass caught at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal at the Seahawks 3-yard line.
On one, ready? 56, right there. 56. Here we go, here we go. Ready?
Mixon will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands. What a quick start to the drive, but not for the team that really needed it. In only a few seconds, the opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is celebrating 2nd and long.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now Gino. Eluding the pressure right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard punt of 44. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Here we go.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got a Bengals 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy, because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
Here we go.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Get past me. On one, ready?
On 2nd down and 4, Burrow. And that is taken in by Hurst. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 33. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Here we go.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Out of bounds at the 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Burrow. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Boyd. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Burrow looking to pass. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
On 2nd and goal, Burrow. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. Here's Mixon. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. DJ Dallas to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Smith on first down. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Smith, open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing now is Geno. Being chased out left. Going right back to Fant. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
I think I recognize the error there. Zone defense, and you got everything in front of you. But when the quarterback breaks out of the pocket, sometimes that discipline breaks down and guys get out of their spots. Quarterback's able to find his open receiver there for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Smith throwing again. He lets it fly for Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised, just a field goal separating these two teams, as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Inside handoff to Mixon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Burrow. Forced out to his left. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Mixing up the middle. Down to about the 22 here. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's a give to Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. On the tackle that time, Shelby Harris.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held him to no gain.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. A handoff to tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge. And the ball carrier did not benefit.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2. Going with their tight end on 4th. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Mitchell Wilcox, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
McPherson now for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting to extend this lead out.
Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. And he powers his way up past the 30. This This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw, Smith. He's got his tight end fan. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on third down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Smith. Flushed out right. And some room to roam now. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Walker now on 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Smith. Escaping the pressure right. As they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains, wear down the clock, and make them use their timeouts in this situation. I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Burrow from his own end zone. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. That'll give him 8 that time. And 3rd and 8 now. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
24-yard gain on the play.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Jonah Williams, former first-round pick, the guilty party. After the penalty, it's Mixon. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Once again, they run with Mixon. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now it's Burrow. And that will be incomplete. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down by 10. And time, a huge factor. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Gets this to Fant. What'll be an important 3rd down. Now it's Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Down 2 scores. I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. Well, it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready?
Again, it's Mixon. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 79 yards rushing here for Mixon. He's got a 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Seattle, so long, everybody.